Okay. This has been a long time coming. I know this video is probably very long. I apologize, but this is 2 years in a making. Hello loves, welcome back to Aislingrose channel. So today I'm going to be telling you about an app that, for lack of a better word, has really been screwing me over for the last almost 2 years, and I think it's time to talk about it. Now, a little disclaimer is that I am not an easily angered person. It takes a lot to get me angry, and just thinking of this story and telling you guys my experiences is going to get me so angry. But we'll get into that later. There might be a little bit of screaming, I'm sorry, but I'm triggered. I'm very triggered over this story, and so I want to tell you guys, and this is going to be purely factual and also my own personal feelings and stuff that I have learned. And the app that I'm going to talk about today is what was formerly called Musical.ly. So I had just recently started social media with my sister on YouTube, and I had just the basic platforms such as Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and YouTube, of course. And I was looking for other apps for my sister and I to check out to possibly get famous on. So I was looking around, and I was looking on the Instagram like suggested page, and I was suggested one of Aislingrose's videos. And in the video she was lip syncing to a song, and she was using really cool movements, and I was like, this looks awesome. Like, I don't know what app she's using, but I need to find out what app. And so I kept getting suggested videos of hers, and then I finally found out that it was an app called Musical.ly, and I was like, perfect, I'm gonna download this and I'm gonna try it out. I had no idea what Musical.ly was. I just knew that her videos looked really cool on it, so I wanted to try it out. So it was July 4th, 2016. I decided to download the Musical.ly app and make my first account on there. And when I opened up the app, I learned that it was a lip syncing app, and I was so happy and excited about that, because when I was younger I would actually take songs and put them on repeat, and I would lip sync to them in a mirror, and I'd make sure that I'd make my lips sync up with the lyrics, and I'd even go to the point of making sure that my breathing looked like I was singing the song, so that if I ever lip synced to someone, it would make me look like I was actually singing it, if that makes sense. My little young mind thought that I could be a great singer, because I'm not good at singing, and I thought if I'm really good at lip syncing, I could fool people. So I was so stoked for this app, and so I was playing around with it, made my first few videos, and I got really addicted to it really fast. And I would upload 3 to 4 times a day, and I had like hundreds upon hundreds of privates. I loved the app so much. And I thought I was growing pretty well on there, because after a few months I had 3,000 followers. I was like, I'm making it on this. Until I quickly found out that my followers were mainly all bots. And what I mean by that, if you don't know what bots are, is that they're practically fake accounts. So if you clicked on the account, it would show a video and it'd say click link in the video, and you could win like a free item or something. It was really stupid. They were all fake accounts, and so I wasn't happy, but I was still posting on the app just because I enjoyed the app. But then I started finding accounts of transitioners, and I got obsessed with transitioning to the point that I was like, you know what, I want to start a new account, and I want this one to not have bots on it. So I decided to make a new account, and I wanted it to be purely for transitions, and I wanted to take on a whole new personality. And so on this account I called it transition_Aislinn, and I had all transition videos. I wore a long brunette wig, and I even did my makeup to the point that I made my eyes look like a little bit of a different shape. I guess you could call me a Hannah Montana of Musical.ly. And I would say about 2 to 3 months after I made my second account, I saw that there was a hashtag for a contest called BeautyCon NYC. All you had to do to possibly win this contest is to make a video showing people how to create a certain makeup look. Because as most of you know, I am a makeup artist, and I love lip syncing, so put that together and you've got the best of both worlds. So I made a video, sent it into the contest, and a few weeks later I got a message from Musical.ly saying, congrats, you are one of the winners of the contest and we are going to be sending you a ticket to BeautyCon. And in that moment I was freaking out. I actually cried and I FaceTimed my mom and I said, I won, I'm going out to New York. And my parents were so excited for me. And in the message where I was told that I won a contest, I was also told that I would be able to be on Lively TV, which if you do not know what that is, it is pretty much the main live streaming account on Musical.ly. So everyone who's on the app practically follows this account. So if I went live on it, it would obviously be a lot of attraction towards my account and I would be noticed more. And that I would probably be able to recreate my makeup look that I won the contest with on that live stream. So I was very over the moon and very happy because things started to finally look up for me in my Musical.ly career. So we flew out to New York for the convention. Keep in mind that the contest only gave me a ticket into the convention itself. They did not pay for me to go out there, so I paid the rest myself. So we went out to New York and we went to the convention, and the convention itself was really, really good. But this is actually where everything started going wrong. So I got into the convention hall and I couldn't find the Musical.ly booth. I was very confused. I was like, where is this booth? I'm having such a hard time finding it. After a time, I finally did find the booth, but it was in like the corner of a room. It was very dark or very lightly lit. And so right away I was very confused, but I was like, you know what? I've been sent out here. I am very happy and humbled just to be here, so let's make the most of it. So I saw some of the other people who had won the contest there. I never really quite talked to them. I just kind of knew of them, and they're all really great users. And most of them I was actually surprised to see were actually pretty big on the app, at least in my eyes. And most of them were crowned. If you don't know what crowned is on the app, it's pretty much verified on the app. But I quickly found out, looking at the other contest winners, that I was given a very low ticket. And what I mean by that is that I was only given a general admission ticket. And if I'm not wrong, that there's 3 different levels of tickets. I think there's general admission, then it's like the second tier is like more expensive tickets and you get more with it, and then there's a higher tier. So really quickly I found out that I was given the lowest ticket that was available on there, and everyone else that had won the contest either got one that was a tier above me or even higher. And right away I was very confused at that. I'm like, why was I only given a general admission and everyone else was given more when we all won the exact same contest? There was no first place, second place, we just all won the contest. Very confused at that, but I was like, you know what? I'm here, let's make the most of it. So while I was at the booth, I decided to find the person who was running it so that I could talk to them about when I would be on the live stream and what I would be doing on the live stream. And let's call her Peach. So Peach was very, very sweet of a woman. However, I could tell that she was very flustered, and she, to be honest, did not look like she was equipped to take on the role of running this booth. So I went up to her and I was like, hey, I'm one of the winners, I'm Ashlyn. And she goes, oh yes, I remember you, I've been emailing with you. I said, yes, so when am I gonna be on a live stream? And she looks at me and she goes, oh, well, I don't really know. I was like, you don't know? You're the one that's running the booth. How am I supposed to know when I'm supposed to go on? And she looks at me and she goes, well, I'll email you. I'll email you when you're supposed to come on the live stream. Till then, just like hang around, walk around, enjoy the convention, and I'll email you. And I said, okay, cool. And so I decided to go around the convention, took all my time, and then it was getting a few hours later and I still hadn't gotten an email from her. So I walk up to the booth and one of the other winners is actually already on a live stream when I walked up. And so I went to go talk to Peach and I asked her, hey, I haven't gotten an email from you. I was wondering when I am going live just so that I can prepare. She goes, oh, well, it looks like we only have time for like this live stream that's going on, and I don't really know if we're able to do another live stream. You can if you want, but you may not be able to. And she's like, and so you can do whatever that you want on the live stream, but yeah, right now one of the winners is already on, so why don't you just go like talk with her and tell her that you're one of the winners and like get on the live stream with her. And I'm like, okay, I thought that this was the whole reason why I won, is that you wanted me to show my makeup look. But I'm not gonna complain. I'm here at BeautyCon. I would not be in New York if I didn't win the contest, so I was like, okay, I'll try to get on the live stream. So I went up to the winner. I was like, hey, I'm one of the other contest winners. How are you doing? And she practically asked me 2 questions on the live stream, and then she just went on with the rest of the live stream on her own. And right away I was like a little flustered and a little upset because I was supposed to be on this live stream. I was told that I was supposed to do a makeup look on this live stream, and I got less than 4 minutes on this live stream. So I was a little frustrated and I was kind of upset. I was just like, okay, if this is all that comes out of it, this is all that comes out of it, but I want to talk to Peach and see what's wrong. And so I stayed till near the end of the convention, and I went up to Peach and I was like, hey, practically I was like trying to poke around at what went wrong. Why wasn't I allowed to be on the live stream? And I was just talking with her, and she looked at me and she goes, look, I am so sorry that this happened this way. She goes, honestly, we were very unprepared for this convention. We set up this booth last night not knowing what to put in the booth, and I was told that I was running this last night. And she goes, so I am very flustered and very like, I don't know what to do. And she goes, I'm so sorry. She gave me a free shirt and like a pin and a pop socket. And she looked at me and she said, but hey, do you go to Orlando's playlist? And I said, yeah, I've been wanting to go there. I haven't gone there yet, but I'm already planning on going there next year. And she goes, perfect. Come to playlist, because we're going to have a stage set up there. Everything is super prepared for us, and it's so much fun, and we would definitely love to help you there because nothing went according to plan here, and I am extremely sorry. But if you come to playlist, we'll definitely try and help you. Just let me know. I said, thank you so much. That would really help me, since again, what you said was nothing went the way it was planned. So I was already kind of upset, but I was happy that I was able to go to BeautyCon because I had never been to BeautyCon before, and I had a great experience there. And as we were leaving, I actually ran into one of the contest winners and her mother, and we were talking with them, and they were very upset at how the whole thing went down with Musical.ly. They're like, we were told that we were supposed to be on a live stream as well, and we were supposed to do this, and we were promised that, and a bunch of stuff. They told us that they're from California, which is completely across the state from New York, and they were so frustrated, and they said the only reason that they got on a live stream was because she walked up to Peach and said, put me on Lively TV. And they were telling us how, and nothing that was promised actually happened. So obviously nothing really happened for the contest winners there. So I just kind of chalked it up to Musical.ly was very unprepared. This was their first year going to BeautyCon. I will try to give them the benefit of the doubt. So I come home after BeautyCon. It's been a few months later, and I get a message from Musical.ly again. And it says roughly along the lines of, hey, we have a live streaming program called Spotlight, and we would love to promote you on there. Would you be interested? I emailed back saying, yes, of course. And at this time, I only had around 8,000 followers, so I was up for anything to promote me on the app. I emailed back to them, and right away I was put in Spotlight. What Spotlight was is that you had to live stream for a certain amount of hours, certain amount of days, every single month. And if you did well that month, you would be able to move on to the next round, which was for another month. And you could only go up to 3 rounds, and each round was consisting of a month. So 3 months at max. And they said during this time, we're going to promote you a lot on the app. You're going to have one-on-one contact with a handler from our team who is in charge of making sure that everything goes smoothly for you and your live streaming experience. And I was put in a group of around 60 to 100 people in this program. So we were kind of put into a competition of live streaming. So whoever live streamed the best, got the most gifts, got the most comments, likes on live stream, that would put us in a ranking. And if we were at the bottom of that ranking, so like the last two, you would be dropped from the program at the end of the month and you would not be able to move on to the next month. I don't know if any of that made sense. I know it's very confusing. And even though we only had a certain amount of hours that we had to go live for the month, we quickly found out that those who went live every single month got higher rankings. So a lot of people started going live every single day, and the longest that we could ever be live for was up to 4 hours at a time. And since I was a full-time college student, I did not have time at all during the days between classes and studying. So the only time I was able to go live was at 12 a.m. till 5 a.m. in the morning. So I live streamed every single day at 12 a.m. which was very grueling and very tiring and very draining, but it was very much worth it because within the first month I had gained around 28,000 followers, which totally made me so excited, so happy. I could not believe it. I was finally growing on this app, and the app itself seemed to actually recognize me for the first time. And during this time I did have a handler, as I was promised, and we'll call her Apple. Apple was very sweet and very attentive to any of my questions that I would have during my first round, and I very much appreciated that, and I tried not to bother her as much as possible. However, once I got accepted into the next round, she completely cut all connections with me. So any question that I would ask her, she absolutely did not answer me, and everyone that was in the group with me at this time all said that she had stopped responding to everyone. The only time we would ever hear from her is when she had a notification to tell the group. All of us were really frustrated because any of our questions weren't getting answered. On top of that, our live streams started glitching. Some live streams got shut off after 30 minutes. Some people's live streams actually glitched out where they couldn't see comments or views, so they couldn't react to anything or anyone. My live stream a few times, the screen actually glitched and turned pink, and I don't know how that was possible, and I had to actually shut down my entire phone. So something was wrong with the app. All of our stuff started glitching, nothing was happening, and a bunch of us actually started noticing that we weren't getting promoted anymore. We were actually put lower at that time because each month they would bring in a new round of people for Spotlight program, so they were in their first round and we were in our second one. So none of us were really being promoted anymore. We did not have any questions being answered by our handler that was promised to have one-on-one contact with us, and everything was going down. All of us in our group were feeling frustrated, but I kept powering through and I kept working through it so that I could hopefully grow more on the app. And I was going to take every single moment that I could to live stream because they were kind of promoting me, but not to the extent that they were the first round. And so I live streamed again 12 a.m. to 5 a.m. every single day while on top of a full-time college schedule and hopefully a social schedule, which practically didn't exist. And then comes the third month. I got accepted into the third round. I was very happy. At that time, we had even less communication with Apple than ever. As of before she wouldn't answer our questions, now we didn't even get really notifications from her, let alone any answers to our questions. And on top of that, we were even dropped more on the promoting list. Since we were in the third round, we weren't being promoted at all. So all of these promises that they told us came true in the first round, but after the next 3 rounds, they didn't give crap about us. So practically we were working for the app, but getting really nothing at the end of it. Third round ends, and I'm dropped out of the program because that is the longest that you could be in the program. I gained around roughly 50,000 followers during that time. And don't get me wrong, I would not take that back for the world. That was so amazing that I could gain that many followers. And at this time, each video that I was posting was getting around 2,000 to 3,000 likes. And then a month after I was dropped out of the program, my likes went down from like 1,000 to 2,000 on each video. And I thought, okay, maybe it's because I'm not being promoted as much, but I'm still growing on the app. Keep in mind I have about 60,000 followers at this point, so I'm still growing even without being promoted. And I was making the same type of content, same videos, same look that everyone enjoyed so much when I was in the program, and now they were getting significantly less likes. Surely enough, my likes kept dropping and dropping and dropping, and I had realized this program, yes, they promoted us and they put us on these larger scale of platforms. However, these followers that they gave us, my 50,000 that I had gained from that, were completely inactive. They were practically bot accounts. So I was getting very little likes on every video, and I was told that I would get all these real followers, when in fact, they were practically fake. So I worked grueling hours, was told that I would get certain stuff out of this program, and I was told I would have one-on-one connection with a handler that would help me if I had any problems, and all of it was a lie. So around 2 months after I had left the program, I saw that there was a new round of Spotlight people coming in, and I was trying to give them like advice on Spotlight because I had been through it, and they were asking me questions because they had known me from being in Spotlight. I was talking with them and everything, and I soon came to find out Apple doesn't work anymore as the handler for the Spotlighters. So I was like, okay, and I asked them, do you get the same communication that I did or better? And they said, no, we barely get any communication with our handler, which is what we were told that we should have the whole time. And then at this point, I had found out right after my round ended, so after the 3 months I was on this live streaming program, all the people that were in our round of Spotlight, those channels were supposed to be reviewed for the next month after we were out of Spotlight to see if we were worthy enough for a crown. However, since Apple, who was our handler at the time, was not a handler for the next round of Spotlighters that came in, so she, in a sense, was fired from that job after my round, after my 3rd round, that there was no one reviewing to see if they were worthy of a crown. Our channels were not being reviewed, and they were supposed to be reviewed. So again, working grueling hours, getting nothing from it, supposed to be reviewed for a crown, which everyone wants on this app, and we aren't even at that because she no longer works there. A few months after Spotlight had ended and all of that drama had finally settled, a new update came out for Musical.ly. And again, my likes went down even more, and I started finding out the app was glitching a lot. In fact, people who had my notifications on weren't getting notified when my videos were posted. So they never knew when I was posting, and so because of that, I wouldn't really show up in people's news feeds. So I was getting tons of comments on videos that were posted a week ago from people saying, I never even knew you posted till now. So not only were my likes already going down on their own, but I then found out that my notifications weren't even working. And then, to add on top of that, a bunch of the people that were in my round of Spotlight, they were crowned, which I loved the people that I was in the round of with Spotlight, but I was like, why did practically 90% of them get crowned, but I wasn't there? And this is not being petty in a sense. There were people, and I'm not trying to be rude in the slightest, but at this point I'm at 90,000 followers, and I see someone with 1,000 followers from my round get crowned. So this person was through all 3 rounds of this Spotlight program. They were barely able to gain any followers. They obviously weren't that popular on the app. They don't get almost any likes on their videos, but yet they are worthy of a crown. During this time, on the app, there are what's called features. Features are when your video is chosen by Musical.ly to be put on, let's say, the global page. So even if people aren't following you, they will see your video. I had about 7 features before I was in Spotlight program. And Musical.ly is still doing features. It's still a thing. But when this new update came out, it took away the badges on most of the users on the platform. It took the badges on the videos that said featured off. So all of my featured videos where it would say on it, this video was featured, was now off the video. So to everyone, it looks like I had no features, which features are a very huge asset on the app. So this update's going on, and up comes Playlist. And about a month before Playlist convention was going on, I emailed Peach telling her, hey, I'm coming to Playlist. I wanted to let you know because, as I recall, you told me that you would love to help me at this convention, and I would love to also help you in any way I can. So that's roughly about what my message said to her. I got no email back from her, so I was like, you know what? If she's still there, I'm gonna go say hi to her, because again, she was very sweet and I didn't mind talking with her. So I went to the convention and I run into her at a panel. I look at her and I'm like, hey, do you remember me? She goes, yes, you're Aislinn from BeautyCon. Hello, how are you? I'm like, I'm good. Where's the Musical.ly stage? And she tells me, we don't have a stage this year. In fact, we are here talking with new people that just joined Musical.ly. And I was very confused. I'm like, why haven't I heard of this talk? And she said, but I really wish we had a stage this year because it was so much fun and so great to bring new people to the app. Which, one, raised a red flag. Why don't you have a stage anymore? If you're this big app, you could obviously afford it in the past, so why can't you afford it now with more users? And if it was so great for talking with new people on the app, why don't you have it? So that to me was very strange. I was like, okay, and I very quickly could tell she was not going to do anything for me. And I'm already at this point upset with Musical.ly because not only have they lied to me over 2 things, BeautyCon and Spotlight, everything that they promised me didn't come true to me, and then the one person who said that they wanted to help me looks at me blankly in the face and just says, we don't have a stage. We're meeting with new people on the app. So I'm frustrated. I'm mad. I know that she remembers what she said to me. And I'm confused of all. I didn't let that stop my Playlist experience. Playlist was phenomenal, amazing. I got to hang out with a bunch of my friends and I had a lot of fun, and I tried to forget the whole Musical.ly thing ever happened. Come about a few months later, a new update comes to Musical.ly, which includes many more people getting crowned with much less following than me that had just joined the app. The app is now moving away from lip syncs to now, let's say, Vine videos, but in 15-second forms. So people who are able to do crazy trick shots or are able to do a magic trick or something are able to get crowned very quickly on this app, and straight away a bunch of people got crowns. And to give you an example of how these people were crowned, it literally looked like someone had picked up all these little crowns and threw them on the app. The most random people were crowned for no reason. No reason. On top of this, Musical.ly had a very distinct and unique look about it, that when you were on the app, you knew you were on Musical.ly. Now, the app was completely different, and it looked like these two apps were put together in a hybrid. And what I mean by that is there's an app called Cheese and an app called Like. And it looked like they had formed together to create a Musical.ly. So one, Musical.ly was not unique anymore. It looked like every single live streaming app. And two, it crowned the most random people ever. And then, to add on top of that, news feeds used to be from newest to oldest posts. So you could easily swipe through and see what was newly posted and what was posted later. The newsfeed is now randomized, which everyone knows how much we hate the randomization. Certain people's videos are being promoted more, so they are being put at the top of people's news feeds, and other people are being put at the bottom of news feeds, even below videos that the user has already seen. So you could be scrolling through seeing new videos, and then there's a video that you've already seen, and maybe mine was just newly posted but it's put underneath that video, so you're not going to even see it. I very quickly found out that I was put at the bottom of people's news feeds, so my likes dropped even more, and on top of that, my videos were being put under review for no reason at all, and then getting deleted without my permission. My followers are not seeing my videos. When I used to be getting about 3,000 likes on every video and growing still, I am now around 300 likes on every video. It's because no one's seeing it. Everything that I had fought for, everything that I had given up practically 2 years of my life for, was immediately taken away. Straight away. For no reason at all. I had always stayed loyal to Musical.ly. I had posted every single day on Musical.ly for over 2 years. I had given sleep and social time that I should have had with family and friends to Musical.ly for 2 years. And then within the course of a few months, they had taken everything away from me. Because I have many dedicated, amazing fans, but they can't see my videos. And if they do, it's usually under review. They can't like them or comment on them, and then it's later deleted. The app has crazy amount of glitches, and when this new update came out, everyone, I would say no exaggeration, 80% of the viewership all made videos saying, make it back to old Musical.ly. We hate this new look. You are ruining this app. When your 80% of your user base is saying we are hating this app and you're going to kill it, you need to listen to those people. And when you're crowning people, you need to not choose people who have such little following, who obviously aren't growing on the app, when others are, not just talking about myself, who are others who are growing on the app, and give it to them because they've obviously proven that they're worthy enough. And in fact, I know people who are bad-mouthing Musical.ly so much and still got a crown for it. How does any of this make sense? None of this was making sense at all. So, to summarize it, I had an account, had a bunch of bots on it, made a new account that soon became my only account. I won a contest, was promised a lot of things from that contest. None of it came true. Got accepted into a program where I was promised many things. None of it came true. Everything that I had fought so hard for the last 2 years finally started happening. Things started looking up. And then within 2 updates, Musical.ly had pulled my account down to the bottom rubble. I'm very confused of why, because I had remained loyal to the app. When people were bad-mouthing Musical.ly left and right, I kept saying, it's gonna get better, it's gonna get better, it's okay, they're gonna work through it. So in my conclusion, I know this video is probably very long. I apologize, but this is 2 years in a making. I am making this now because honestly I didn't think I would make this till a lot later. But I am making this now because Musical.ly no longer exists. During the time that I was on Musical.ly, there was another app called TikTok. and I actually went on this app, and it was just like a Musical.ly. And so I actually loved this app, loved it a lot. They treated me very well on there, and I was slowly but surely growing on there, and I didn't really tell a lot of people that I was on it, and I actually would still be on it. I was randomly logged out one day and I couldn't log back in. Every time I would press to log in and I put in my username and password, it would make me a new account every single time. So I couldn't log back into my old account, so I just kind of gave up on it because I was trying so hard to log back in, and I ended up with like 5 new accounts, and I didn't want that. I kind of got rid of the app, and now TikTok has bought and taken over Musical.ly. I am still staying on the app only to see if TikTok works, because TikTok has only treated me well. I had a problem with Musical.ly. I didn't have a problem with TikTok. TikTok, my note to you is please care about your users. Because all I saw from Musical.ly was that they couldn't give a crap about their users in the slightest. And please don't just delete videos for no reason. And actually crown people who are deemed worthy. Because I'm not speaking for me. I've given up on the crown, to be very honest. I've given up on the crown. I don't care if I'm given it, but there are more deserving people on the app than me, who have much more followers, who have dedicated more of their life than I have, and they deserve to be treated well, and they deserve to be shown that they are worthy enough for this crown. That is my story for 2 years of sacrifice to an app that in the end screwed me over time and time again. And I was so loyal to it. And I just want to show this to you guys that I have been screwed over by other apps before. Musical.ly is not the first, and I know it's not going to be the last. But I want you to learn from my mistakes, that if you're seeing red flags pop up, such as what I just went through, notice them and be more aware of when you're taken advantage of. Because there are more apps that'll come along, and I don't want that for you. I don't want that for my AK fam. You guys mean so much to me, and you are honestly the only reasons why I stay on the apps I do. As all YouTubers say at the end of the video, if you did enjoy this video, please do give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't below. If you've had similar to same experiences as I have with apps, please let me know down below. If you don't want to use names, don't use names. That's completely fine with me. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for joining my weird family. I'll see you all next time. Bye!